Welfare and entertainment, 214 billion. Special meals and drinks, 536 billion. Travel inland, 1 trillion. Travel abroad, 207 billion. Fuel, 514 billion. Donation, 196 billion. There is even money to buy a musical instrument, 800 million. Gas, firewood, and charcoal. We are going to spend 14 billion buying firewood and charcoal. Maybe you're going to buy the whole of Uganda. 14 billion buying charcoal, firewood. I invite you colleagues to look at the table. I don't have to take a lot of time. And the reason I'm doing so, the minister will come here waving a budget, agro-industrialization, mineral development. But this is where the money is going. Manufacturing. And then you can look at the table on page 16, other items in the budget. And I invite you, because they were given huge documents here. At the end of those documents, there is aggregated items on which we are spending money. But they have learned a very good language here. Agro-industrialization, and you think actually money is going there. So I'll jump 16, 17, 18 to page 19. Uganda has spent 5 trillion on Museveni in 5 years. President Museveni has budgeted 479 billion for his residence, State House, next financial year. State House is one of the benefits extended to the President under the President, Vice President, Prime Minister's Emolument and Benefits Act. Approved budget for State House this financial year is 508 billion, which was increased to 967 billion through supplementary requests. State House has learned tricks. They request for half of what they will spend in a year and keep increasing it through supplementary requests. The reason I have singled out State House is because it is even not complying with the Public Finance Management Act. If you look at their policy statements are supposed under Section 12 of PFM 8 contain vehicle utilization report, but State House is embarrassed to provide this information. They are no longer providing it. It's a legal requirement. They have this time even removed the list of staff, the one we were sharing last year where they have musician Catherine Kusasia. Now they have plucked it off, yet the law says it must be there. I propose that we decline approval of State House budget until they have complied with the law. This table shows you how much money we have spent. And I am saying we've spent more on State House than on PDM in 5 years. The NRM government has budgeted another $1 trillion for parish development model. The Auditor General in the December report said 3.2 trillion had so far been spent on PDM by close of financial year. When you add this, it brings total to 4.2 trillion spent on PDM. The program PDM is supposed to get 39% of Uganda's households from subsistence economy to money economy. Uganda has 10.6 million households. Each household is home to about 4 people. The PDM is therefore supposed to benefit about 14.8 million people. You therefore need to note that in the last 5 years, we have spent 4.3 trillion on State House compared to 4.2 trillion on PDM. And then State House will go around the country that they are inspecting PDM and finding out why they are not getting reached. 4.3 on State House, 4.2 on PDM, 14 million people against the president and family. That's why he's swimming in money. Recently, you saw him splashing billions to TikTokers, just a matter of seconds. 100 million to each of the 400 NRM MPs that attended Chankwanzi Muchaka drills. I don't know. Maybe someone should tell us where this 100 million per NRM MPs Muchaka graduates came from. And in Chankwanzi, the emperor said, I don't want to hear corruption in parliament. And the beneficiary of 100 million each laughed and urinated. There is money for donation and no money for ambulance and new curriculum. This parliament must take note that the budget committee, since the recent events, has failed to recommend the movement of money from wasteful and suspicious expenditure to critical requirements. You needed to have been in the committee and see the fidgeting of NRM MPs. They can't even touch a comma because of what happened to Parliament. So as a result, for example, Minister of Health asked for 60 billion to buy ambulances, but has been given only 40. So some of your constituencies will have no ambulance. The ministry wants to buy 158 ambulances for your constituencies. Health also asked for 20 billion for maintenance of ambulances, but has been given 10 billion. I saw the vice chair presenting and is very happy. So it means some constituencies, your ambulances will not be maintained. Because maintenance is 20 billion, they have given you 10 and you are saying you kill up. That's what the vice chair said. Kill up for 10. Let us remove 30 billion from State House, since the president has 130 billion for donation, and buy these ambulances and maintain them for the rest of the country. There is no money for the new curriculum. The National Curriculum Development Center has asked for just 6 billion to develop syllabuses of 32 subjects of A-level curriculum, assessment, guidelines, and training of teachers, but only 2.5 billion has been given. This is scandalous. Our children are being taught on guesswork because development of the A-level curriculum has not been concluded. Uganda National Examination Board has asked for 8 billion to train examiners on how to mark these new syllabus, but they have been given 0. What crime has Uganda committed against the NRM and its leadership? When the IMF and World Bank are saying children who are in school today, their productivity level will not go beyond 39%. The world average is 50%. Why are we condemning our children? Trouble is that their children don't attend school here. We now ask you to look at the annex that outlines unfunded priorities. It comes as an annex. So you can't find 6 billion for curriculum. And then you have 130 billion for donation. And the vice chair is asking NRM MPs, get up. Your children are in secondary schools and children of the people you represent. No money for curriculum.